Woo! Showtime! All of our piles set. All of our cards secure. Everything is all set up. Bit rusty on the live streaming side, so hopefully return back to the normal formula of live like shows and weekend sort of box breaks again, but hopefully get this done right this time. Not too much introduction is needed here. Great River Collectibles is probably one of the go-to card shops for myself. I think I've bragged about them on YouTube and Instagram at least a dozen times on each, so they're always giving out killer deals. They've always sent us tons of great cards in boxes that have just been absolutely stacked. I think back when the Duelist of the Deep Legendary Duelist set came out, they gave me the box that had the Ghost Silent Honor Arc. It's like the last one they had in store, so I don't know if they planned that out or just by pure coincidence. Probably Heart of the Cards, we'll go with that. I don't know if there was any way to map out the boxes with Ghost, but in any case, they have sold us some pretty awesome products. So, figured take advantage of the Black Friday deals they had and get through some giant stacks of loot. So, without further ado, we're going through box number 1, or I guess deck box is pretty much what they've been stored into. This one's a little bit massive, so we're going to break it up into 2 like semi-piles and then just go from there. So, without further ado, let's jump into the mail. Starting with Tindangle Base Gardena. Don't really have a Tindangle deck in mind, or at least like a comprehensive deck list, so probably just collecting these just because they look super cool. This one's definitely no different or exception to that. Formed Skipper. A couple of these are kind of banged up, so I just sleeved them up, but still, super nice Cyberse cards, just kind of get these going. Zodiac Sign. Didn't even know Zodiacs had a field spell. Kind of interesting. Mostly for the artwork, but Fire Formation Tenki seems to be a more honorable Zodiac field spell than any of the other cards. Sun Avalon Dryades. Just to kind of get some of the Sun Avalon cards going. I think I have like a playset of Sunseed Genius Loki. So if I ever want to build like Sun Avalon Rika, I could definitely go around that route. Just with how much of the Sun Avalon links we've collected. Evil Swarm Ophion. This one just looks super cool as a secret. Like, this is just fantastic. Nice gold rare Traptrix Dionia. Just for the other Traptrix deck we're kind of building out. Or at the very least, we can just get higher rarity cards. Those are also pretty cool. Scrap Chimera. Trying to get more. I have a bunch of Scrap Raptors, but not so much Scrap Chimera. So, finally getting all these cards organized. Probably a good idea. Or at least stocking up on the Chimera side. Hey, we got Jason in chat. What's going on, Jason? Look at all them cards. Oh, yeah, we've got a lot. This is just technically the first stack. There's another stack inside this deck box, so got a long ways to go. Sky Cavalry Centuria, just for those rank 2 plays. 2, are these the secrets? Oh, they are the secret rares. Traptrix Sarah. And I believe this is Battles of Legend Heroes Revenge. These just look super cool. First ultimate rare of the day. Kind of wanted to put all the ultimate rares to the back of the mail, but I figured that would be too much taunting for you guys. So I figured, well, throw in one earlier. So here's Livestream Dragon. Back before tuners also had the effect at the end. They just said like type/tuner. So this one's kind of cool. I kind of forget that Livestream Dragon is a tuner. It's just like Power Tool Dragon, and what is it? Yeah, just a tuner plus Power Tool Dragon. That's kind of interesting. Neospatian Aqua Dolphin. It just looks really cool. Honestly, Flare Scarab is probably my favorite out of all the Neospatians, or Glow Moss, because it looks funny. But Aqua Dolphin's still pretty cool, especially with some of the like niche competitive scene it's seen with like Gokis and Infernoble. Black Dragon Cola Serpent, just for some of those Chaos decks and like Dragon Links. Couple of Dark Lords. We got Nastin and Ada Are. Nastin's probably my favorite out of all the Dark Lords, but all the other ones are still pretty cool as well. Couple copies of Mystical Elf. This was fun to run back in the day, like super old school Yu-Gi-Oh, where you just like set a monster and call it a turn. It's a nice little like wall of defense before I can get into my like tribute focused monsters like Curse of Dragon or Summon Skull. 2 Stardust Dragons, one of which is the dual power alt art. Honestly, the original art is probably my favorite, but the alt one is still like super cool as well. I think I just wanted to grab the copy of the original art just so I could have all matching ones for the Malefic deck. Because I think one of them is the dual power because I didn't have 3 at the time. Sinister Serpent. Really like the rarity and foiling on this one. And it's the classic like pre-eroded version of Sinister Serpent, so it's extra cool. Desynchro. I just like all the stars flying around. That one's just really cool. Zero Gravity. This was another one I ran back in the day. I just like the art on it too. Plus, just mass changing battle positions is pretty funny. Rapid Warrior. I didn't even realize this was a card or like a warrior one. During your main phase, activate this card's effect. If you do, you can attack your opponent directly this turn. Other monsters can't attack. Oh, that's kind of interesting. If your opponent's super low and you just want to go in for the finishing move, you can do that. Gishki Advance. Just again, filling out that binder collection. Just super shiny. Third Mystical Elf. I thought I picked up 3, so I guess one of them got separated. So that's very nice. Just looks super cool. Satellite Cannon. This one was fun to run back in the day. Just like an absurd, just giant machine that slowly gains more attack. Can't be destroyed by battle. With a level 7 or lower monster. Two more Formed Skipper. For again, just collecting more cyber stuff. Well, not too bad. Thanksgiving was pretty good. Mostly just seeing family and eating food, but also collecting cards, so it's kind of like the trifecta there. Family, food, and TCGs. Wondrous. Stargazer Magician. I have a bunch of Time Gazers, but not Stargazers. I don't know why I have like a shortage of Stargazers, so I had to pick up a few more copies. Zephyra Metaltron for the Sulfur deck, just because it just looks super cool. I think it doesn't really have much to do with... Oh, it does have a pendulum effect. I was like, I'm pretty sure it has a pendulum-related effect. And then finally, a nice Torrential Tribute. Nice work. Woo! That's pile number 1. So this is the second pile of the first day we went in. So we'll continue the momentum here with number 81, Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Super Dora. Really nice XCs. Extra Foolish Burial. Just nice little hollow card. Plus, it's just nice to mill out the extra deck. Probably Dogmatica Punishment's a little bit more versatile as well, but Extra Foolish Burial does come in handy too. White Dragon Wyver Burster. Because we already have the Black Dragon Cola Serpent, so it made sense to get both. Paladin of Storm Dragon. Kind of a nice little Paladin of Dragon for Cybers. Really nice. Heat of the Fire Channel Charmer Ablaze. Just nice for any of those fire decks. Prohibition. Really great card to use in Dream Mirrors. Just kind of declare some of those hand traps you're always seeing. Salesman is another really good one to run as well, but I like Prohibition. Just because it's more of like a continuous effect. Magic Drain. This one was fun to run back in the day. I just like, especially having this in a hollow, because the little ghost is like super shiny, kind of reflects in light better. So that was always cool to see. BES Big Core Mark II. I just like all the old school BES monsters. They just look super awesome. Super Robo Yaru. I used to run like a Robo Yaru deck back in the day, just kind of turboing out with Super Robo Yarus or Robo Ladies. And then you just tag into the other one. Nice little machine-based deck. I think I also ran like some BES cards in there just so I could, you know, normal Summon Without Tribute, just have a decent like machine monster on field. Swift Birdman Joe. This was another classic one. This one was fun to run in Duel Links as well. This looks super cool. Grab a Crush Dragon. Send a continuous spell control to destroy one monster your opponent controls. It's not a once per turn, so if you shove this into like something like Crystal Beast and you can just keep using like those Crystal Beasts in your spell and trap zone, you can just turn this into like free ammo And then use, like, I forget the one crystal spell that puts them from the graveyard back into the spell and trap zone, so you can just reload your ammo from there. That was fun to run with Gravicrush. Appliancer Propelion. Kind of like Tindangles. I don't really have a deck list in mind for these, but they do look pretty cool. Especially Propelion. That's probably my favorite out of all the links. That or Dryer Drake is pretty cool. Vampire Lord. Big fan of this card, as you may know. I have tons of copies of this, but I had to pick up another one. Nice ultra rare printing. Just looks super cool, especially with the light reflecting from his cape. XYZ Hyper Cannon for those XYZ plays. This one just looks super cool. I like kind of the new support they've been doing in the past couple years. It's kind of been radio silent for XYZ decks, but still pretty cool nonetheless. I'm more of an ABC guy, but running XYZ Dragon Cannon back in the day, that was fun to summon. Blizzard from Return of the Duelist. Target face-up spell your opponent controls, negate the effects of that spell and all spells on the field with the same original name. Target card will be sent to the opponent's graveyard this turn is added to their hand instead. Interesting. So it's kind of nice if your opponent has some of those cards, like continuous spells that kind of work in place of a field spell. Kind of like shut those down for a turn would be cool. Exiled Force. This one's awesome. What was this? Legacy of Darkness. I just like the wording on it too. Offer face up this card on your side of the field as a tribute to destroy one monster on the field. This card is used for a tribute summon. This card is offered as a tribute due to other cards' effects. This effect is not activated. I gotta love clunky wording of old Yu-Gi-Oh cards. It's a nice product of its time. It's very niche. ABC deck. Well, we'll look into it for sure. I've kind of been floating around a couple like Union stuff, especially with Theory and Regulus being super cheap now. It's easy to get into that. Jelly Cannon. This one's just fun to use. When a monster declares an attack, target a monster on the field and shuffle into the deck. Kind of like a compulsory evacuation device, but straight into the deck. So that's kind of a fun tech I splashed into like early Labyrinth profiles. Or at least different test versions of the deck. Gold Rocket Tracer. I was a fan of the Rockets and gold rare cards. Guilford the Legend. This one's just super cool. When this card is normal summoned, equip as many equip spells from your graveyard as possible to warrior monsters on your side of the field. Can't be special summon, which is kind of annoying, but if you've got like a decent like Earth Tribute deck or like Earth Warrior deck that can easily get up the materials, it's pretty cool. Especially if you're running more like equip-based stuff. The Creator Incarnate. I always like picking up this card because it's fun. Tribute this card to special summon one creator from the hand. The original The Creator was super cool. Just being able to summon monsters back from the graveyard. Especially with Creator Incarnate, being able to reinforcement of the army into it and then immediately tribute it off straight into the Creator. Koiki Miru Beetle. I don't really have too many Koiki Miru cards, but they just look super cool, especially the little like insignia of the core on it. Oh, it's really nice. Electromagnetic Turtle. Just nice secret rare printing of that. Lacunga. This one was one Merrick used. He didn't really summon it. He just kind of had it, and it was kind of menacing. It does look pretty cool. I remember seeing that in the giant four-way duel they did. Boganian, another Merrick card. During each of your standby phases, burn your opponent for 600. Kind of menacing. Just like the giant crossbow he has, too. Storming Mirror Force. Again, nice little Mirror Force cards. I think Drowning's also pretty good for Labyrinth. If you want to go that route of using like battle-related traps. Any of the Mirror Force cards are just fantastic. Rainbow Bridge of the Heart for the advanced Crystal Beast deck. Was able to finally collect a bunch of crystal spells and traps, so definitely take advantage of those. Mirror Gate, when opponent declares an attack, targeting a face-up elemental hero monster you control. Switch control of the attacking monster with the targeted monster you control, then calculate damage. Control of both monsters switches back during the end phase. Kind of an interesting card. You wouldn't really think it's an elemental hero card by name, but by effect it's kind of a nice, like, interesting creature swap. Sun Avalon Daphne. Again, just grabbing more of those Sun Avalon links. I think I have a bunch of copies of Malius, which is the Link 3. Another old school Dark Necrofear. Dark Necrofear was fun to summon in duels. Just like back then, special summoning was such a wild concept to me. So it was like, whoa, get a big monster for not too much of a penalty. Just fill up your graveyard with fiends and you're good to go. Squib Draw, the quintessential Rocket Pot of Greed. Just looks super cool if you're able to pick up a secret rare printing of this card. That and Quick Launch, if you can get the secret rare printings, it's super awesome. Tindangle D-Holes. This one just looks menacing. Very... Seems like something from a Resident Evil game. Like back in 2 with those giant plant monsters. That's what it kind of reminds me of. That just giant menacing fiend. Perform Age Hat Tricker. This looks funny. I just like the little hat and the sort of getup he has. Yeah, Guilford the Legend back in the anime was pretty cool. That and Guilford the Lightning. Like all the Guilford monsters or Gearfrieds just look fantastic. Bunch of crystal cards here. We got Aegis Awakening, Bridge, Miracle, Brilliance, and Conclave. Just again for that advanced Crystal Beast deck. Also Foolish Burial Goods, just to get those spells and traps into the grave. Dark Flare Dragon. I have a bunch of copies of Light Pulsar, but not too many of the Dark Flare one. So I had to pick up him because he's just personally my favorite of the two, but both are just fantastic monsters. Dandelion, just because he's funny. 1-for-1, got to restock up on copies of this. Altart Fantastical Dragon Phantasme, and it's a gold rare too. This one was fun to just splash into the Rocket deck and summon every now and then. Bottomless Trap Hole. Again, just for the trap tricks. TGX1HL. I like Tech Genius spells and traps just because they sound so wacky and absurd. Like I don't know what TGX1HL is supposed to stand for, but it still looked kind of cool. Same with the EM1, the giant trap card that exchanges monsters. That one looks cool. I guess exchange monster would be what the EM1 is supposed to stand for. X-Code Talker. Always fantastic pull there. Void Vanishment. Super nice with Infernoids getting more support. So trying to collect more Void cards and just Infernoids in general. Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon for the advanced Crystal Beast deck. Code Generator, just because it looks like a little tiny like transcode talker. Plus he's got these two little like blasters. It's cute. Tuning for those synchron searches. And being able to send top card of deck to graveyard is just fantastic. It's a free mill and a search. Numeron Calling. Really like the artwork on this. Just kind of all the Numeron Gate pieces coming together. Adamancipator Signs, just fantastic. Prismatic Secret. Just looks super cool. Same with the Pot of Prosperity. Super cheap and affordable. I'm trying to get Pot of Prosperity secured for as many decks as I can. Same thing with Dark Ruler No More. Full playset here. Really nice just for the effect shutdown. Plus, just great to have a playset for any deck I need. For our next Ultimate Rare, we have another Tech Genius Blade Blaster. This one was such a fun synchro to summon back in the day. This is probably one of my favorites of the Tech Genius synchros. That and like Halberd Cannon. Blade Blaster, was just so cool. Opponent's spell and trap card is activated that targets this card. Send a card to the graveyard to negate that effect. That was just cool. It's not once per turn like negation, as long as it's targeting. And then also being able to, once per opponent's turn, you can remove from play one Tech Genius monster from a graveyard to remove this card from the field. And then during the next standby phase, special summon this card removed from play. So it's a nice way if your opponent does activating something that isn't targeting or is like a monster effect. You can just banish Blade Blaster to then come back the next turn. And then finally, for our big Ghost Rare, in the end of the first pile, this one was super cool. I got it was between this and another Ghost Rare, and we got the other Ghost Rare previously, if you remember the Rainbow Neos. But the other one I potentially got, I was able to secure this time, is the Chaos Neos from Gladiator's Assault. Just fantastic card. Unsleeve this just so we can... That one just looks glorious. This one was definitely worth the wait. Price kind of went down on it, so it was nice to be able to finally scoop this one up. Oh. So that does it for pile number 1. Or at least day 1 of the Grey River shopping. Now on to pile 2. Woo! This one even has even more stuff, as we have another Ultimate Rare in here, which actually outpriced the Chaos Neos, which I was kind of surprised by. But still, this one's going to be super cool. I'm super excited for this. Without further ado, let's jump right in with Salmon Gray Coyote. I don't think I ever got a copy of Coyote before, so... In Phase Graveyard, because it was sent as link material this turn. Target Salmon Gray in the graveyard except Coyote, special summon in defense position. Or target a Salmon Gray card in your hand except Coyote and add it back to your hand. Or target a Salmon Gray in the graveyard. This one definitely comes in handy. Prediction Princess Petal Elf. Kind of grab some of the Prediction Princess stuff. I know they did get some support recently, so I was trying to stockpile up in case I wanted to pursue something with flips in that direction. Chain Destruction. This one, I just like the artwork on this one. Really nice classic card. Is that Pharaoh's Servant? Excuse me. Pot of Duality. Just restocking up on more of these. Galaxy Soldier. Just kind of revisiting and reworking some of the Galaxy and Photon deck. So having a playset of Galaxy Soldier is definitely going to come in handy. Plus, it's also a nice card you can splash into something like Cyber Dragons. Then you can just easily go into like a rank 5 from there. Raphael, Champion for Hire. I always liked the for hire cards in Duel Links. That was always fun to play. This one was probably my favorite out of the archetype. I don't know if it is in Duel Links yet, but still just looks super cool. And just super menacing. Yang Zing Brutality. Just kind of increasing some of the Yang Zing cards we have in case we want to splash in like a small core into the Sword Soul Tenyi deck. Rare Fish, just as kind of like an inside joke to Jack the Hopeful, if you ever watch some of his YouTube streams or Instagram videos. We're a big fan of the Rare Fish card. What was that? Ghost from the Past? Yeah, it was Ghost from the Past too. Yang Zing Unleashed. This one just looks really nice. I think that's a Baxi on the card art. Salvagent Driver. Early, like super early Cybers deck profiles. I ran this at like a 1 of. Cybers Link Monster destroyed by its card effect. Just being able to special summon from the graveyard as well. And then also discard a spell to grab back a Cybers monster from the graveyard is nice. Can't attack directly that turn, but just kind of rebuild some of your field and get you ready for more link materials. Sylvan Princess Sprite, just being able to... Just like a nice rank 1 Xyz. Just really like her. Draco Masters of the Tenyi. Really nice Prismatic Secret. I don't think I have this link. I have the Monk, the Shaman, I think Berserker of the Tenyi as well, and then the link for, I forget that one. But it didn't have Draco Masters of the Tenyi, so really nice to get that one, even as a Prismatic Secret. Witchcrafter by Street. Kind of collecting some of the Witchcrafter cards. Not really sure what I'm going to do with that deck, but nice to have some of the cards. Nice little blue Heavy Metal Raiders. This one is just super awesome. Just the nostalgia from the Duel Monsters manga with Bandit Keith's cards. You got Metal Zoa, Pendulum Machine, Slot Machine, Launcher Spider. I think Blast Sphere. Just such a cool card. Curse of Dragon, the Cursed Dragon. I think this is the only like Curse of Dragon counterpart I didn't have yet, so very happy to have the full set complete, kind of like catching Pokemon. Machina Reese Avenger. Like the Dark Machina cards. Those one just has like super modern effects. Really help update the deck. So building like a non-structure deck version of the Machina deck. So stay tuned for that one. Obviously, this one is a nice like one-up back into the deck. I think it adds itself back to the hand too. Yeah, you can add this card to your hand. Just really nice. Seeing how you talk about some of these cards reminds me of how I finally buckled down and ordered a card I always thought was cool. So one day it came, and now I am proud owner of a Thunder Unicorn Ultimate Rare, says Jason. Oh, that's pretty cool. Thunder Unicorn is pretty cool. I think there's like a full like trio of cards. It's like Thunder Unicorn, there's the Bicorn, and then the Tricorn as well. It's all like synchro monsters that kind of climb up into each other, which is kind of neat. I think they all came in Ultimate Rare, so it'd be kind of interesting to see if you get the full like set of them all. That'd be pretty cool. But nice. Always good to see people collect the Ultimate Rares they're looking for, just cards in general. Star Liege Photon Blast Dragon. Kind of hard to read the name because, again, blue on black is fantastic. But either way, again, just grabbing more of the stuff for the Photon Galaxy deck. Prediction Princess Aerosylph. Prediction Princess Crystalline. Again, more Prediction Princess stuff just to collect in case you want to pursue like a full Prediction Princess deck. Supreme Gate Infinity. I actually forgot I had one of these. I think I have either Infinity or Zero, but it's good to pick up another copy of the, at least Supreme Gate Infinity in case I didn't have it. Or if I have two now, that's also pretty cool, is being able to just have like a giant scale 13 monster. Woo! Another Aerosylph. Legendary Knight Hermos. This one just looks really cool. Really nice as a secret rare. This was the only Legendary Knight they had, so I'll probably have to go back and grab the other two as well. Majesty Maiden, the True Draco Slayer. Grabbing some of those True Dracos. Hopefully Masterpiece comes back to one at some point in the near future. Though I think people are kind of tired of Towers monsters with stuff like Purely X Noir. So maybe it's a bit too early for the Masterpiece himself. Lina, Twilight Sworn Enchantress. I think I have too many of the Twilight Sworn cards, so grabbing 2 copies of Lila was cool. The original Lila is really nice, just back in the day being able to spell and trap destroy stuff. Very nice. 2 World Superstar Galaxy Soldiers. Now we got the full playset complete. Plus these look really just awesome as a secret rare. Oh, Galaxy Soldier is just a great card. It's an easy like special summon, and then from there you can just keep your plays going. With also the Galaxy Search. Harmonizing Magician, just to grab some of the Pendulum Magicians. Nice tuner as well. That's really nice. Photon Orbital. This was one of the like sealed promos, but opened that one up and then finally sleeved him up. Oh, it's for Photon and Galaxy. What's the trying to remember, what was the one? It looks similar to Photon Orbital, but it's like you put a You Got It boss counter on it. And I just thought that was funny to say out loud. It was like Orbitum 7 or something. Like Orbital 7, but if you look up one of the like Orbital cards, one of them has an effect to put on a You Got It boss counter. And that to me was just hilarious to say out loud. Woo! Old school Invasion of Chaos play here. This one was still pretty nice to pull. I think I pulled a copy of this card, but at the very least, I finally have another one, which is Chaos Emperor Dragon, Envoy of the End. I'm a big fan of the Envoy of the Beginning Blackluster Soldier, but running both CED and BLS, the Envoy card, was just a ton of fun back in the day. Pulling off this guy was just absolutely menacing. Not even Yada locking. Just destroying everything else, and then next turn making a BLS on top of it and just tearing through the opponent's life points with 2 just like Envoy monsters. Before we unveil the final Ultimate Rare, we also have another Collector's Rare. This one I've been kind of restudying up on the archetype as we are doing like a new profile for it, but saw they had a Collector's Rare version of this card, so I had to pick it up. The Collector's Rare Ursarctic Septentrion was just absolutely stunning. This one was really nice pull as well. Got a nice deal on this one. So we'll be revisiting Earth's Arctic soon. I think we just have like a handful of cards to get back, but getting the Collector's Rare Septentrion is really nice. And finally, the Orbital 7. Yeah, I was going to say, there was another one that put on like funny counters on it. It had Orbital in the name. I don't know why it's 7 as it's just like a regular level 4, but still pretty cool card. And then finally, the final shiny ultimate rare for our mail day. Drumroll please. Straight from Duelist Revolution. Ultimate rare Effect Veiler. Woo! Bit nervous to take this out of the sleeve. This one was really nice. A few dings here and there on it, but... Okay, well, you're just going to stay in there. Okay, that's fine. Huh. There we go. Jeez. Got a little bit stuck there. Oh, glorious. Yeah, this one's definitely getting put into the binder collection. I was kind of thinking, it's like, should I put it into a deck? But no, I can't. It's just... This one was a really nice card. Really good deal on this. So very happy about that. I think this one was just like quite a bit above the Chaos Neos as well, so I'd say Chaos Neos and the Ultimate Effect Veiler are probably the two big stand-up cards of the day. Lilybot, there were 2 characters in Zexal. Oh, there were multiple. Oh yeah, I forgot Lilybot was a card as well. Shout out to Lilybot. Such a cool card. Funny character too. Whew. That is all of the mail. Probably one of our bigger mail days from Great River Collectibles. Big shout out to them again. They've been a huge supporter and just like helping getting deck profiles, live breaks going. Obviously sending in tons of great loot like that Ultimate Effect Veiler. So it's just always a great card shop to go to. I'll probably, if I still lived back in Quincy, I'd definitely get a job there at some point. But sadly, that would be an alternate reality, Sir Blackson. Maybe one where I can grow a mustache. That'd probably be a cool alternate reality as well, like a Miami Vice kind of mustache. But those are thoughts for another day. And probably loot for another day as well. But this concludes a fantastically jam-packed mail day. Big thanks to everyone for joining in. Big thanks to Jason for contributing in chat. Plan to get the other 2 eventually. Thunder is my favorite out of the 3. It just looks so cool, even if it's not good. I mean, it was pretty decent back in the day. I think it was just cool to have like the ultimate rare printings of them. So at the very least, from a collector standpoint, it looks really cool. So big congrats, Jason, on getting your Thunder Unicorn. Yeah, definitely keep us posted on getting the other 2. I'd be interested to see once the full set is complete. I don't know if they had like a dedicated like Beast Tuner. I think I'd have to rewatch the 5Ds anime episodes where they debuted, but I imagine just like a generic like Beast Synchro focus deck. And then you can just climb up from like Unicorn to Bicorn to Tricorn. Imagine that'd be pretty cool. Oh yeah, definitely a cool mail day. Hopefully this again soon. I'll probably go back around Christmas time, so expect more mail day in the near future, but also expect us to do another box break coming next week. We'll reveal that sort of midway through the week, but definitely expect more loot and shiny cards on the horizon. But in any case, that'll